For the last time, this boy's name is John. You go back up to your bedroom, tiptoeing around this weird petroleum-based sludge. John, are you there? Hey, yeah, I'm here. And not dead, I think. I know. I've been watching you scramble through the house like a lunatic. You should have answered me sooner. Oh man, sorry. I was looking around for my dad and I can't find him anywhere. Have you seen him? No. I'm sure he would turn up. We have more important things to address right now. Yeah, like, where am I? I don't know that either, but I'm determined your neighborhood was destroyed by the meteor. Wherever you were spotted, it saved you from the impact. I've been reading reports in the news. Over the last few days, there have been many smaller meteor collisions with people's homes around the world, and they seem to be getting bigger. Yours was the biggest identified so far. Wow, okay. So then I guess if this is the game doing, then the point is for us to save the world? Perhaps. Then we better get moving and figure this game out. Yes, but wait. We should retrieve your PDA yet again. It will help to keep tabs on each other while we investigate. I feel like I'd get you closer to it if I can replenish our grease supply somewhat. There may be a way to recycle some that we already used. Okay? I'll meet you out on the balcony. Wait, Rose, one thing. What? You never ever wish me a happy birthday. Uh, hello? I was working on something to send you, but I was running late with it. I didn't want you to think I believed meager well wishes alone would suffice for the occasion. That said, happy birthday, John. Haha, oh jeez, that is silly. Anyway, thanks. The towel? Why? Oh well, you're the boss. You captured the towel. What now? John makes his way to the balcony, Playo awkwardly worded requests. You whimsically decide to capture log the totem which I used to create the apple tree earlier. John cannot do anything with the grease as of this moment. That is up to the player. Yes, that will suffice. Rose delayed the perfectly generic objects. 6 units of brute grease are restored to the grease catch. Rose expands the grease to drag a new plank from the balcony in the direction of the PDA. John is not sure about that. It's a long way down. John is very nervous about the idea, as the strident tone of your commands is starting to make him a little upset. You cautiously walk within range of the PDA. Rose retrieves it. You grab the PDA, launching one of the eloquent figures into the night. You can kiss that one goodbye. Just one command will suffice, thanks. It looks like you're not the only one trying to locate your father after the disaster. John, are you okay? You seem a bit tentative. I'm fine, I guess. Since I got here, I feel compelled to do these weird things I don't really want to do, but some kind of voice that I can't really even hear. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Perhaps the early symptom of the anxiety disorder like post-traumatic stress? Yeah, maybe, who knows? Well, if you can put yourself to a few more things we should try. Like prototyping the kind of spread again if possible. We should hurry. My laptop battery won't last forever. Okay, I go back inside. What? No, that sounds incredibly dangerous. Now you're just being a pest. Which turnip truck did you just stumble off anyway? Who are you? An unstable tunnel welcomes hot desert air into stagnant depth. Upon connecting with the client user, you, the server user, will be met with a control panel allowing you to manipulate your cross-player environment. You will find that you are allowed to deploy 4 items at no expense. 3 of these are rather large machines, and one is a punch card. It's quite possible that you have already deployed some of these items before reading this. If this is the case, and you have activated the machine called the Crookstuder, such that it displays a countdown, you must proceed to section A100 of this walkthrough immediately. The life of the client user depends on it, and if your co-player has activated this device in your environment too, then yours does as well. But if not, please refrain from doing anything with the Crookstuder, aside from merely deploying it. This will buy us some time to think things through properly and to go over the basics of the game before you find yourself easily punctured head in the jaws of the lion. As mentioned, there are 4 items to consider, each playing a role in a process which appears to have a singular purpose: to manufacture objects out of thin air. The designers of the game, judging by the language used, regard this process as a sort of alchemy. This may allude to complexities in the production process yet to present themselves, but for now, the variety of objects you are able to create remains quite limited. The items in question are the Krugstuder, again tread lightly with this one, the Totem Latte, the Alchemimeter, and the Prepulse card. I will describe how all these devices work in conjunction with each other, and I will use the analogy of having a key made of a hardware store to help you understand. First, deploy all of these objects in convenient proximity to each other. Be sure not to block doors or pathways with them. You can always revise the dimensions of the rooms to make space of them, but I advise against this or even experimenting with this function. Doing so comes at the expense of brain grease and commodity which appears to be at a premium at the onset, and one you best at the site to save later. The Custoder. Removing the lead signal the moment your life becomes a great whirling batshit pandemonium, somewhat resembling the chaos of an especially ethnic wedding. Somewhere, a sausage hunter deliberately shatters china on the floor. Muddy livestock is decorated and then lost track of. The question, whose mood is this, at times can be heard over the din. This is not reality. But aside from that, it marks the beginning of the process I'm about to describe. The countdown beginning, yes. Also, an entity called the Canon Sprite is released. But neither of these things are all that relevant to this process, to my knowledge. More of these things later. What is relevant is the unleaded Crusader's ability to dispense crookside dowels. It will dispense at least one, though I suspect it is capable of producing more, given parameters I'm not yet familiar with. In my key-making analogy, these dowels represent the uncarved pieces of metal which the hardware store employee retrieves from a drawer or rack and sets about carving into a key. The 2 following items are needed to do the carving. The pre-punch card is a simple Saladex card containing an item. There is evidence to suggest the specific item it contains is variable from session to session. The card I deployed containing the blue apple. Yours may be different. It shouldn't matter, hopefully. Additionally, the card, as you may guess, is punched, like one used with anti-computing systems. The pattern of holes comprises data, which I believe corresponds to the instruction for creating the items the card contains. That is, its pre-punch suggests there is a way to punch an unpunched card, possibly inputting it with the data for the item it contains, though no mechanism for this has presented itself yet. But the data on this card cannot be used to create the item directly. There is the middleman. The middleman is the totem latte. The totem latte. It is essentially the key carving machine. It will carve into your crux's wall a pattern of grooves and controls, the sort which makes the key unique. The instructions for this pattern are supplied by the punch card, which is inserted into the latte pre-activation to configure its chisels. Once the duel is carved, you have a totem serving as your key, which can then be used to unlock the card item through the alchemimeter. But at this point, I will diverge from my key-making analogy and switch to a barcode analogy, which is not a terrible strenuous leap to make, since the concept of a key and a barcode are actually the same, one being a unique pattern of grooves, the other of a black knives. The alchemimeter. If you place the Cuxid well, carved or uncarved, on the alchemimeter's small pedestal, its robotic arm will scan the controls with a laser. And the barcode analogy. This is a machine's way of reading the data originally inputted from the card and transforming the data into a physical object. Though typically, this is not done without expense, I believe. An uncarved well results in the creation of a perfectly generic object, which is a seemingly useless green cube. It costs 2 units of bit grease to make, and I do not advise you to waste resources on it. There appears to be many other varieties of grease, ostensibly used in combinations to create different other items, which possibly offers some insight into the game's use of the term alchemy. But quite conveniently, there is an exception to this. Creating the item on the paper card costs nothing. This is good, because creating these items turns out to be essential. Now that you know this, you can, in your own time, begin the process. Once you initiate it, naturally there is no going back, so best to be prepared. But you probably shouldn't drag your feet too long. As I mentioned earlier, this is the only means of escape. When you're ready, be prepared to follow the steps in the next session swiftly.